Hi everyone, thank you for joining for the session. We'll be starting this in 2 to 3 minutes. Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to our amazing session provided by the 3 School of Psychology. And I would like to introduce Deepak to start off the session by introducing our speaker for this session. Welcome, Deepak.
Guys, I think we can welcome session. So you can turn off your video. It's kind of showing you have some bad bandwidth something. So yeah, good evening everyone. So today we are going to have a session about counseling adolescents. I think many of you have been aspirants of becoming an counseling psychologist. And being a counseling psychologist, you must know how to special population. One among the special population is counseling the adolescents. Now I'm going to introduce Soby Johnson, ma'am, who is a counseling psychologist and also a career coach. She is a founder of Sahi Kadam, a online platform for provide career coaching to students as well as their parents. She has 15 years plus experience in the field. She is a very wonderful person, and you guys will love this session. So, can you start from here, ma'am?
Thank you,
Ma'am, are
Deepak.
you here?
Yeah, am I audible?
Ma'am, your voice is slightly breaking, ma'am.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
now you're
ma'am, it's
audible.
clear, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that introduction, Deepak. Uh, Good evening, all. I thank 3G School of Psychology team, Irfana and Shahid sir, for giving me this opportunity to be with such a wonderful couns- psychology aspirant. Today, I am here to talk about counseling the adolescents. As in the introduction itself, Joel has said that adolescence is a stage of life which is very unpredictable and uh, and very confusing for the individuals going through this stage. So I'm here to talk about how to counsel them, who adolescents are, what their needs are, and what the issues are, and how uh, the counseling is done. So share my screen with you now. Hope you are able to see my screen now. Hello, Deepak?
Yes, ma'am. I'm able to see, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So,
Yes, ma'am, we can see your screen now.
so we are talking about today topic is counseling adolescents. How to counsel adolescents, who adolescents are, what their issues are, what their needs are, and how to counsel adolescents. When they come to you, how to deal with them, how to know what the issues are. These are the things that we are covering in this in today's session. Now, uh, we all know the term adolescence. So, adolescence is the phase of life, and it is an important stage of life where many important decisions are taken. Now, this term adolescence has been derived from the Latin word adolescere, which means to grow into adulthood. This means that a person who is in adolescent stage is not yet adult, but is into the process of growing into adulthood. And this stage is very critical and unique because it has got its own different types of problems and issues, and also uh, it has got its own memories. We all have been through, means most of you have been through this stage, and some of you are in this state of life. So this unique and critical phase of life begins at the onset of puberty. Now, what is puberty? Puberty is a phase of life where your body grows faster and your body matures and is ready for reproduction. This is puberty. Now, as puberty begins, this adolescence begins, and it ends with taking on of adult roles and responsibilities. So the unique thing is that it begins with a biological factor and it ends in a cultural factor. This is one of the uniqueness of this phase. And this stage usually takes place between the ages of 10 and 19. Now, at this stage of life, the individual is no longer a child and is yet to be called an adult. Now, this is another feature of this uh, phase of life where individual is no longer a child, is not nor a child, neither a adult. Now, this is a phase of metamorphosis. No, you know what you mean by metamorphosis. As the pupa undergoes the metamorphosis state and it turns into beautiful butterfly. In the similar way, the young adults undergo dramatic biological and emotional changes. And sometimes these biological and emotional changes are too heavy on them. So I'm going to introduce you to Jim. Now, who is Jim? Jim is a 14-year boy studying in class 9. He was among the shortest children in his class, but suddenly, from past 2-3 months, he is finding his body morphing into new shapes and sizes. His voice is turning hoarser. He finds that he is looking at a stranger in the mirror who is very gawky, gangly, hairy, zitty, and unfamiliar person. Means that now Jim feels that the person who is looking he is looking at the mirror is very unfamiliar. It is not Jim or it is not him. Now, what the next problem is that he is suddenly expected to behave like an adult. But whenever he expresses his views and opinions in the family or want to take up any serious responsibility, he is denied and told he is yet a child to handle such situations. Now, all these have left Jim in a confused state, frustrated and stressed. Now, what is due to all these things? He he gets sudden outbursts of anger. and misbehavior at school and home. And all these things leave him guilty and ashamed. Now, I want uh, you to chat, and in the chat box, please identify the issues with Jim. Yes, please identify the, yeah, confused identity and role confusion. Good, perfect. And some more identity issues, ambiguous identity is changing from inside and confused. Yes, self concept is not clear, lack of self confidence. Yes, yes, thank you. Some kind of support he wants. Yes, exactly, he wants some support. Lack of self awareness, low self esteem. Yes, exactly. Feeling low and alone. Yes, yes, thank you. We have seen a lot of uh, means lot of issues with Jim. Uh, the Jim means whenever he wants to take in a family itself, when you were, when we were, when I was in this state of adolescence, I was expected to behave as an adult, but means if I throw my things here and there, I was told you are not to do such things because now you are grown up. So these all things, our the talks in our families, the talks of our parents, our elders, all these things make means it creates a sense of confusion in our mind, isn't it? So you all have well identified the issues with Jim. Now, um, similarly, now the common issues adolescents face today. Likewise, the Jim, the common problems. For example, Jim suffered from a negative body image. He was not able to accept the way his body was uh, growing. Yeah, all of a sudden, because Jim was one of the shortest boy in the school, but all of a sudden he went tall, he went thinny, he went thin, and all these things created confusion in him. What is happening with me? What is happening with my body image? He was not able to accept the way his body was growing.
Ma'am,
Yeah, can you hear me?
yeah, we can. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Jim had a negative body image. He was not able to accept the way his body was changing. He was having hair, he was having pimples in his face. All these things created negative body image. Now, what the other issue that the adolescent face is that they want to be supported and accepted communities beyond their family. They wanted to be accepted in their peer group. They wanted to be accepted in among their teachers and all the other important elders. Now, due to and also the other common thing that adolescents face is they are not able to prioritize and manage their time, and these all creates what stress in them. They feel lot of pressure from peers, parents and society to conform to conflicting expectation. What they want is different thing, and what they are expected from their parents, their peers is different thing. So all this creates conflict in them. They feel pressure means, and this is a stage where career uh, streams are selected, career pathways are decided. So maybe they want to be someone, they want to take up uh, some other career path, but they are told no. So all this creates conflicts in them, creating a lot of pressure in them, and they are at risk of mental health and physical health issues. Because their body is changing. They may not be eating well, they may not be eating healthy food, and they may not be, because of the stress and strain, they are vulnerable to health issues. Also, they lack good mentors, role models, and heroes. Now, this is a space of curiosity. They want to experiment things, and they may risk into unhealthy patterns. They may experiment with drugs and alcohol and may risk themselves. And also, they are exposed to on screen violence and unhealthy social media. Now, next common issue that adolescents face today is face bullying, both online and offline. Bullying, then relationship aggression, all these things makes maladjustment in a adolescent, and also they are at the risk of participating in sexual activity and behavior because uh, they are now mature. They have attained their puberty and their hormones. All these things make them participate in risky sexual activity and behavior. So these are the common issues that our adolescents face today. Now, what are the needs of our adolescents? What they do, what they need now. Adolescence is a crucial period in the life of an individual with its characteristic needs and problems of adjustment. Every adolescent has certain needs, the satisfaction of which is essential to their continued physical and other aspects of development. Now, what is a need? A need is a tension within an organism which must be satisfied for the well being of the organism. So, first need is need for security. An adolescent, they need emotional, social, and economic security in addition to physical security. They, they, the feeling of insecurity can create maladjustment in them, and because they are vulnerable to they have got mood variations, and so they are vulnerable. And if this if they feel that they are insecure, it could create a lot of problems for them, and they need they wanted to be loved, and it is one of we all wanted to be loved. So it is one of the basic psychological needs, and and especially the adolescents have a strong desire to love and to be loved, and they need approval, and this is the reason why many of the adolescents behave in strange way. You may feel, you may see them, they may attract your attention in many ways, and they may go to strange patterns for approval. There is a craving, so they have got a craving for recognition. So the ego because the ego gets satisfied when they are recognized and approved. The adolescent desire that they should be center of attraction for the abilities, intelligence, and capacities, and they should be recognized by others. They need approval, they need acceptance among their peer. They want to be popular in the school, in the institutions, in wherever they are. They want to be popular. So all these things make them do strange, weird things sometimes, and they need freedom and independence. Now, this is a stage when the children strive to wean themselves away from parental control. They want they feel annoyed and unpleasant when there is a restriction, when the restriction is imposed to them, or they are told that uh, they won't be doing such things. So they feel annoyed, and need for self-expression and achievement. Every adolescent has an inherent desire for the expression of their potentialities. Now, success gives them satisfaction. They feel when they are successful, they feel they are at the top of the world, and at the same time, even a small failure makes them feel very depressed and disappointed. So we now have seen the issues of adolescents and needs of adolescents. Now, what is the need of counseling? Now, you can see there is a lot of things written over here. These are the issues that adolescents go through in this stage of life. Most of, not many of the adolescent goes through. That is worry, frustration, withdrawal, overwhelmed, fatigue, negative self concept, loneliness, anxiety. They are scared, they fear, they are in depression, they are stressed, they have got anger issues, all these things. Now, what is the need of adolescent counseling? So, adolescent counseling helps young people to make sense of their feelings, behaviors, and thoughts, and aids them to work out for themselves. Here, we counseling aims to help adolescents work out for themselves. We are aiding them, counseling them. By counseling them, we are helping them to work out for themselves. We are empowering them, and helping them to know what they want to do and how they want to do. This is the need of adolescent counseling. Now, aim of adolescent counseling. Now, what is counseling? What is counseling? Can somebody chat in the chat box? What is counseling?
Uh, Guys, you can also use the mic and tell your opinion.
Yes, short guidance, guiding.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, of course.
Ma'am, in terms of psychology, like in law, when you counsel your client, what you're doing is, in accordance with the law, you are proposing the best way to solve the problem. Similarly, in psychology, in accordance with the in accordance with psychology and counseling psychology, you advise your client in the best way to give a solution to their problems, and you listen to them.
Yes. Yeah. Counseling, of course, includes listening. You need to have a good listening ear. Now, counseling, we mostly confuse counseling with advice, guidance, etc. Counseling is a relationship between the counselee and the counselor. The relationship is built to empower the counselee, means the client or the person who has come to you for counseling, is empowering them, helping them to make their own decisions. It is not guiding them, it is not directing them. We in counseling help the counselee to make their own decision, know them their strengths and weakness, and take informed decision. Hope I'm clear to you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. So here, counseling is one of the important modality of treatment for adolescent-related problems. Now, what is counseling is defined as an interactive process. Interactive process means here two-way communication is occurring, conjoining the counselee who needs assistance and the counselor who is trained and educated to assist. So, counselor is a person who is trained and educated to assist uh, 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 people who are going through some sort of problem. Now, counseling is a process where clients are helped in dealing with their personal and interpersonal counselors by a third party therapist. Now, this third party therapist should be neutral. They shouldn't be biased. They shouldn't be imposing their thoughts and thinking on the counselor. These are all the things that we should keep in mind while counseling, while in the counseling process. Now, what is the main objective? The main objective is to help the client and to bring about a voluntary change in the client. Now, what we do in adolescent counseling. Now, what are the things that are included in adolescent counseling? It is establishing supportive relationship. Having it is establishing supportive relationship. Here, the relationship uh, a relationship is established between the adolescent or the client and the counselor, and it is meant for supporting the adolescent. Now, this the conversation are done with a purpose. It is not just a chatting. There is a purpose. There is a purpose to help your client, and you need to listen carefully, and helping people tell their story without fear of stigma or judgment. Now, this is one of the things that counselor must always keep in mind, that they shouldn't judge their client. They, if the client is there with there's some form of stigma, because even the adolescent, why people don't appear or come up for counseling, because they feel that they would be, now there is a stigma that counseling is done only for people who have got some sort of mental issues. No, counseling can be done for all purposes. It is meant for helping. So this is there the stigma is there. So yeah, so one of the main thing that the counselor has to do is to help people tell their stories without there should be a rapport where this type of fear is drawn out of the client. They should tell their stories without any fear or judgment. Now, it is the duty of the counselor to give correct and appropriate information and help people make informed decision. Now, when a student or adolescent comes for a career counseling, or comes for a counseling where he needs or she needs to make a important decision. So the counselor helps to explore the options and alternatives and help them to take informed decision. Now, this also includes helping people to recognize and build on their strengths, helping people develop a positive attitude towards life and to become more confident. Now, according to Eric Erickson's theory, uh, the stage of adolescence is where there is a confusion between one's own identity, and if it is not resolved properly, the person may enter the next stage with a confused identity state. So here, and also with a negative attitude towards life and towards themselves. So in the the uh, counseling process, it is aimed to develop a positive attitude towards life and become more confident. Now, while counseling, you need to respect everyone's needs, value, culture, religion, and lifestyle. Now, being willing to trust clients' feeling and decision. Yeah, this is an important point. You need to trust client's feeling and decision. You are not to take decision on behalf of your client. You need to trust your client's feeling and decision, which may be right ones them right ones for them at that time given their particular situation. So you have to uh, recognize their feeling and decision and help them to take the whatever decision they feel right for them. Now, adolescent counseling doesn't include solving another person's problem. They have to solve their own problem. You have to help them solve their problem. Now, telling another person what to do, making decision for another person, blaming another person, interrogating or questioning another person, the person who is in front of you, or the student that who has come for the adolescent who has come for counseling for you to you, you are not to interrogate them. You are not to judge them. Preaching to or lecturing another person, making promises that cannot be kept, imposing one's own beliefs on another person, and providing inaccurate information. So these are notes of adolescent counseling. Now, stages of adolescent counseling. First is relationship building, where a relationship of trust is built between the counselee and the counselor. And the second stage is assessment and diagnosis, where the problem is assessed, the child is assessed, their strength is assessed, their weakness is assessed, the depth of their problem is diagnosed, or the problem is diagnosed. And the third stage is formulation of counseling goals, where you keep achievable goals for counseling. Then intervention and problem solving. Here, at this stage, you make you take whatever type of counseling uh, method you want to solve their problem. Then the stage 5 is termination and follow up, and the stage 6 is research and evaluation, where the process of the counseling is evaluated. Then the most sessions counseling session lasts approximately 50 minutes. That's it, not more than 50 minutes. Now, types of adolescent counseling. There are two types of adolescent counseling: group counseling. Group counseling is where are of two types: homogeneous and non-homogeneous. And in a group, there is up to 12 to 15 individuals. And the adolescent homogeneous group counseling, uh, the group is homogeneous, maybe in terms of age, gender, etc. So maybe they may be knowing each other, maybe of same class, same school, etc. All these things are in homogeneous group counseling. Now, in group counseling session, adolescents participate in different interactive activities like talks, games, and other practical sessions. Now, the group counseling aims at identifying their strengths, developing gratitude. The interactive and practical sessions aims at identifying the strengths of adolescents, develop gratitude towards life and the people around them, develop positive esteem, and understand their core values, etc. Thus, this is helping them to identify themselves, helping them to uh, uh, develop positive identity of themselves, and empowering them to be more confident to move into the next stage or next phase of life. They are, and also in this group counseling, they are given information about adolescence and peer pressure. Now, individual counseling. During individual counseling, the adolescent attends one-to-one sessions with their counselor. Often, this form of counseling is advised in the event of a parent has concern about their child, or the child is having some sort of problems while this state of transitioning, or has been negatively influenced by different factors during this very fragile stage. So individual counseling is one-to-one, where you get one-to-one sessions with their counselor, and it is taken up when there is some sort of problem, with some sort of personal problem, and the adolescent wants to talk to you in private. And confidentiality is one of the main factor that you must always keep in mind, that you shouldn't talk about the issues that the child has or the adolescent had told you to anyone. You need to unless and until there is some sort of uh, legal issue. So these are the things that you need to keep in mind while counseling adolescents. Now, notes of adolescent counseling. There shouldn't be no interrogation. The child shouldn't be, or the client or the adolescent shouldn't be interrogated in any manner. You must not impose your values. Your aim should be to uh, understand, help the adolescent understand their value. Now, there shouldn't be blaming attitude, and if you and you should give educate time. The time, whatever the time you're giving to the adolescent, it should be purposeful. It should be meaningful. Now, no advice. You are not there to give advice, or you shouldn't be looking for hasty solution. You are not there to solve or to fix the problem, but help. You are there to help the student or the client or the adolescent to find out their own solution, to make them enable them to take their decision. This should be your approach. Now we can have question and answer. If you have got questions, you can put unmute yourself and ask question, or put it in the chat box. Hope this session was useful for you. Yes, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
you're
Yes,
audible,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I got a question. What are the main differences between counseling adults and counseling adolescents? So the main difference with counseling adults is that adults have got some sense that what they can identify their problems well, and they have got more maturity, and the adolescents are in a confused stage. They may not know what actually their problem is, and this is the main difference between counseling adults and counseling adolescents. While counseling adolescents, you need to be more empathetic, more understanding, and more listening. You need to know what actually the adolescent wants to convey to you. This is the difference. Uh, if the client asks, what do you advise them? Please elaborate this question.
Ma'am, can I speak?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, sometimes client come to a psychologist just to get advice. So if they mention all their problems and ask what we can do in
Uh,
then
yeah,
what should we answer them?
your sound in between was interrupted. Will you please repeat it?
Ma'am, when the client himself or herself asks to advise them, then what should we answer?
Advise them means you need to know their problem and help them to find out.
Ma'am,
Means
they ask solution. Then
yes. So your means, how can you give solution for them? For their life means they know their life situation better than you.
ma'am, since
Yes,
Ma'am, since they are adolescents, they are in a confused state, and
yes.
that's why they come to therapist or psychologist to get answers to their question.
Not every question has answers, isn't it? So whenever the student comes, the clients comes to you, help them understand what their problem actually is and how can they overcome their problems, or what kind of or help them develop their own insight into their problem, and this will help them in the long term whenever they face, whenever in the future they face such situations.
And ma'am, if they put that situation to us,
Mhm.
asking that what will you do in my situation?
Mhm. So look, your situation is different and your client situation will be different because you both are different in many ways, isn't it? So how can you be in that situation? So this is the this in
Ma'am,
y-
if
y-
the client asks to imagine us being in that,
you need to make them imagine. Uh, Suppose you need to imagine how if the situation means, for example, how this if this situation changes suddenly, your problem disappears, what will how will you react, or what will be your response, or so in these manners you can help them develop their own insights. Try uh, try to help them to develop their own insights into their problem, and this will help them to this will enable them to have make their own decisions, and this way they will have also have confidence. They will all This is also building up their confidence level. Is,
okay,
am,
ma'am.
am
Thank
I
you.
clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes.
Excuse me,
Anybody
ma'am.
else?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I want to ask that how we can establish the relationship for the first time with the person.
A relationship between first time in the first time is you need to know them know about them, and first there should be non-directive talks. Means you can talk about the things that they are interested in. Okay, and in this manner, slowly you will develop a rapport with them. Yes.
Uh, so, ma'am, how it maybe can it be around the 2-3 sessions to establish a relationship? We can say.
No, no. In the first in the first session itself, you need to establish a good rapport with them. First means talk about the known things. Okay, talk about their interests, talk about whatever things they are interested in. Talk to them, and in this manner you can this is the way you establish a good rapport with it. Whenever you come around an unfamiliar person, how do you establish friendship with them? The similar way you need to develop that relationship, trust relationship. Am I clear?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.
Ma'am, how do you deal with the problem of clients starting to attach to you? Like, since they are teens, they'll maybe start to attach to you romantically. So, how do you deal with that?
uh, you need to be clear. You need to be neutral on that. Means your your responses, your non-facial means non-verbal gestures. All these things speaks a lot of things. Okay, so don't try not to give such signals to them, and even if they have got some sort of, you make them clear that this is a professional relationship. In the beginning itself you have to make them clear this is a professional relationship where I am to help you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am, I got that. And also, ma'am, what if they tell us that they are feeling numb? So, how do we deal with that?
Okay, but this is adolescent stage and it is okay, means it occurs. So make them understand that will means at this stage you'll feel such things. So it's not a big deal. You can come over it. Okay, make them confident that they can come over it. Okay.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, we have some questions in the chat box too, ma'am.
I have questioned that many times younger students start to deviate. How can we treat them? Deviate means, yeah, this is as I told you,
Uh,
this stage is in this where students begin experimenting with things. So make them aware about the dangers, about the uh, pits, falls where they can end up. So these things can be done for the younger students. So any more questions?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I want to ask how we can deal with a person who is underestimating his or her achievements and that he can achieve or she can achieve that a particular goal, that he is feeling so low that he say that no, I can't do it.
Okay. Help them have smart goals. No, smart. The help them achieve. Help them make take smaller steps. Okay. uh, Give them small goals, and when one by one increase, when they come to you, one by one increase the complexity or uh, the uh, uh, one by increase that goals, you when they start achieve smaller goals, then they will feel confident, and when you increase its complexity, and if they achieve it, and if even if they fail, let tell them that, help them make their failures their stepping stones. That is, help them to understand where what went wrong, how it went wrong, and what can be done. All these things will help them to understand themselves, and thus these failures will be stepping stones to them. Hope I'm clear.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
How can we treat psychopath? So counselor is not to treat a psychopath. If you find that a person has got some sort of psychopathology, you better refer to them to a psychiatrist.
Excuse me, ma'am. Um, Excuse me, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah.
yes, yes.
How do we deal with hyperactive children? I mean, especially in the adolescent age group.
Hyperactivity means, as a counselor, you have to take help of some specialist in it, because hyperactive students is a different area, and it needs specialization. Treating ADHD. You are talking about ADHD student, isn't it?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
yes. So ADHD needs specialized person. So you can take help of them, and you can team up with them and help the student.
Ma'am, how to deal with an introvert child?
Introversion is not a problem, or not all are extroverts, isn't it? So help them, means I told you, no, we have to normalize them. Means that, okay, if you're not into it, it's okay. It's okay to be introvert, and introverts have got their own strengths, isn't it? So make them understand, help them to come up with. As I told you, help them take smaller steps first. So when they achieve that, and if they fail it, make them understand where they fail, how they fail. Okay. So these all things will help the client. to have better understanding of themselves. How can you deal with bipolar adolescence? Again, bipolar adolescent. Bipolar means the adolescent who has got uh, mood swings. So if 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 it is a disorder type, then you better seek help of the specialist, or it is just a mood swing and it is not a disorder. You can help the student because hormonal imbalance cause may cause some sort of bipolar uh, uh, mood swings in the adolescents. So help them understand why do they feel, because help them understand their thought processes, and help them uh, to have appropriate behavior. Voluntarily help them to have appropriate behavior. How to improve
Ma'am,
your,
how do you,
yes,
ma'am,
how to,
since when we are telling them that feelings are common and we are establishing that this is common in teens, but at the same time, we also want to tell them that they are one of a kind. So, how do you strike a balance between that, like letting them know that they do fit in the crowd and also that they are one of a kind? So, how do you strike a balance between that?
so this is the group during the group therapy sessions. Okay, you take help of many types of interventions as play therapy, expressing yourself. So all in these, or in taking up all these intervention and modes of therapy, you are making them understand that yes, it is okay to have all these problems. Or also you are understand making them understand their strengths, values, core values, isn't it? Positive. They are you are helping them have a positive self regard of themselves, and all these things you are doing with unconditional regard, without judging, isn't it? So hope I'm clear to you.
Sorry, ma'am, one more question.
Hmm.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, one more question. I don't know if it's relevant in this case right now.
Uh-huh.
But I conducted a survey in which I wanted to know the age and the interest of the adolescents. So I happened to speak to one of the person who responded to me, and I got to know that she's so interested into all these bands, like musical bands and all. And she has been like, she's been training, she's been learning how to become that. So is that considered as a psychological problem? Like, because she's so interested into it, like, I don't know how can I explain that to you. Like, I felt something awkward at that moment when she was explaining with that enthusiasm.
Means, did you find it as a compulsive behavior?
Somewhat.
So you need to help. Mm, to evaluate her own thoughts. Okay, what makes her feel? What are the emotions, or what is the feeling that makes her do these things? Okay, and if you find that it is not okay, you can help her, or you can make her sense that yes, it is not okay. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So can we wind up the session now?
Yes, ma'am. We have 5 minutes left. So if you want, you can answer one or two more questions,
No,
ma'am.
can you read how to improve your self-esteem, Megha? Okay, self-esteem. How can you improve your self-esteem? Understand your strengths. Okay, where you are good at, how people view you. Okay, how your friends view you. What are your strengths? Get them. Know your strengths. Okay, and work on it. And know your weakness. Work on it. Learn from failures. Okay, uh, these all things help you improve your self-esteem. Okay, Megha.
Okay, ma'am. One more question, please. Can I ask?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. The question is that if a there's a friend of mine whose parents get worried that now she is going to a college, that they are getting scared that she may not be get wrong peers and get negative influence. So they she think that his that her parents are wrong and have a negative image of her parents. So I how I can improve the image and how I
Look,
uh,
her parents have parents have genuine concern for her, isn't it?
yes,
So
ma'am.
make her let her make her parents take in trust that no, she is not in means their concern is genuine. Okay, let her have and explain to their parents, no, no, means whatever her position is, let her talk openly to her, let her have an open talk with her parents. Okay, and let her m- make the parents and let her make her position clear to them, and does this will hopefully this will help her.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So can we wind up now? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Sure,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you everyone.
So thank you so much. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I
Yes,
got a
ma'am. I will
yeah I have
like
got a
conclude the session.
yeah I
Yes,
just
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
just few more words. I got a
Okay,
page.
okay, okay, ma'am.
I
Yes, ma'am.
got a page on Facebook, Sahi Kadam. You can follow me uh, there, and also I'm on LinkedIn as Soby Johnson 77, and also on Instagram. You can follow me, and anywhere I'm there, anywhere, anytime I'm there for to help you. And thank you for listening to me. Thank you, 3G team.
Very quality
Thanks
session.
a lot,
Thank you so
ma'am.
much.
It was a very engaging. Yeah, like you said, it was a very quality and very engaging session, and you patiently you answered about 10-15 questions, ma'am. So thanks a lot for answering, and thanks for joining with us, ma'am. So for the participants, please fill in the feedback form. I will send you it once more. It will be like your attendance. So please, everyone, ensure you are filling the feedback form before leaving. If you have any doubts about the internship, I will be here for another 2 to 3 minutes. You can ask about our programs, our main event. Yeah. So thank you, ma'am. If you want, you can leave the meeting, ma'am. Thanks a lot for the meeting.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. So the participants, if you have any doubts about the 3G psychology conference, you can ask me now. Otherwise, you can leave the meeting. I hope everyone has submitted a feedback form. I will leave in 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. Yes. What's the question, Asma Hassan? We can't log in. Um, Sorry. I can't understand, Sammy. You just have to go to your mail, check in if there is a mail invite our 3G team, and then you will find our if you can't find a mail, please text any of the admins of VL3G group. In your mail ID, you will be sent a login ID and a password. Use that and to your page, and then you can find you will getting your certificates, but that is only after the main event. Only you will be getting the certificates only from February. Mm, any more links? Yeah, just a minute. I was not registered for this session. Yeah, yeah. Uh, as much like we are giving these sessions as a benefit for the main event. We want you to not feel like we are using you. We want you to gain a lot of knowledge. Hence, we are providing a lot of sessions. So don't think it as a burden. It is just to improve your knowledge. And yeah, if you have any doubts about volunteers, all you have to do is like create more and more volunteers for the year. You have to submit. You have to just a minute. I'm getting some more messages. Yeah. For the volunteer thing, you have to gain more participants. You will be given a referral ID. You can check it in your login page. And in the login page, you will be given. Use that and share it with your friends and ask them to register as a volunteer or register as a participant. That is the thing a volunteer must do. And if you have got at least 25 participants, you will be getting a volunteer certificate. You can PC me, Sammy. My name is Stanley in the 3G VL group, whichever you are. Yeah, you can PC me Disha Bar. You can PC me of the admin. My name is Deepak, and you can find me in the VL group. Mm. So, is there any more questions? Yeah, we will be offering many more sessions after the main internship. Yeah, and it may also be offline. It may have been in person events. We will conduct many internships after the event too.
No, sir.
Mm.
No.
So if you have any
Hi.
doubts, you can. Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me, sir. No, I'm the one who asked the internship question.
Yes, yes,
No,
yes.
I mean like, so right now I'm in 12th grade. I'm about to write my finals and everything. They end in 3 months.
Okay.
My question is that will you be offering like internships and other opportunities like 3 months later? Continue to do so.
Yeah, we will be offering internship, but mostly it will be online kind of internships.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank
What
you,
are
sir.
you asking? Like,
No, sir. The
okay,
sense that I'm a high school student now, and I'm gonna finish my studies in 3 months.
okay, yeah,
And I'm taking a gap year during which I
okay,
want to take part in internships and stuff. But right now, currently, I can't sign up
mm,
for the internship that you're offering
okay,
right now because I have finals. So I wanted to know
okay,
if
yeah.
you're offering it later
Yeah, you
on,
can.
so which I can sign up for.
Okay. You can PC me if you want to engage in other internship activities.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
If you, yeah, yeah, you should have at least 20 to 25 people to get a volunteer certificate. I think, yeah, you will get all your certificates once the event is done. You will get all your certificates, your volunteer certificate, your internship certificate, and your participate certificate for the main event. You will get everything after the most likely you will get everything by February first week. So yeah, that's it. The questions, everyone. So we will wind up today. We will have another session on Sunday. So thank you everyone. Thanks for joining.